Oh, okay. All right, we're live on Twitch. Nothing on YouTube yet. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, we're good on YouTube. All right. Well, what's good? My name's Brett. I produce name under the name Madhatter. I'm a Ableton instructor and DJ instructor here at Dub Academy in downtown Austin, and I'm not sure if the description um, posted, but pretty much just gonna be doing random stuff today. I'm not really focused on. I wasn't really sure what to do for the stream, so I was just thinking we could do some random sound design type stuff. Oops. Is this one connected? Nope. Okay. Whatever. All right. Well, I can't see the chat. But anyways, I'm gonna be a little too busy for that anyways. So, probably doing some stuff in Serum. Also some stuff, maybe just like some stock Ableton sound design. So we'll just start off with some dubstep. Let's go OG 140. I always like to start, I mean, not always, but lately I've been starting at 5 just to give me this little buffer zone beforehand, or if there's any kind of pickup stuff that I want done. But sure, whatever. Okay, and get a clap. Okay. Okay, well, we'll mute those for now. So we'll just start in Serum. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to explain what I'm doing here. By the way, if y'all are watching this, share the video, please. Any help getting this out there would really help. Definitely trying to be more regular about this. It's just been really crazy lately. Anyways, so let's say we'll write in E. So the first thing I like to do is I come over to the global tab and I'll put this, what this is just basically when you do the detune, right, and you put multiple voices, like here, this is linear, right, and all the voices are, they're evenly distributed left and right, and the tuning wise, but on random, you can see it's just moving within the parameter of whatever the detune is, right? So I find that this gives it a much more natural feel, really good for pads and stuff, but also you'll probably get a better sense of what the harmonics are when you start hitting those low notes and trying to really resonate the high end, or get those weird high harmonics by playing low notes. I find that the detune really, or the random detune setting really helps with that. Right, so I'm sure everybody knows this process, but I'm just gonna start off because it's easy. But let's use a different. Sure. Let's take that, put an LFO, and just have it kind of scan through the wavetable. Make sure this is on trigger. And also another thing I'm going to do is come all the way out here, and it might not even do much. But I process, and so normalize each gain separately basically means, oh man, this chord is way too long. So the first option on this process drop down is basically, it'll take each little frame of this is a terrible skin, but you can't really see it. But either way, like it takes each one of these frames individually and we'll try to basically max out, see it reaches the end here, so it's not gonna push that. And so it kind of does that with every wavetable, pushes wherever the tallest point of the waveform or the lowest point of the waveform is, get it to fill out the whole frame, in short. So what we're going to do is, now that we have we're going to resample that into oscillator A. Right, and now this wavetable, oops. Right, it takes whatever that sound was with the LFO running through it, resamples that and puts it through. So now, if you were to just put this down into one voice, put it back at unison. Really weird, super busy. Right, so when you see these wavetables that are just insanely busy like this, generally I like to push this parameter down, just finding a small kind of window, like a sweet spot of the wavetable. You know what, let's do this again. So we'll normalize it all, spectral fade. A little bit better. So I'm going to resample that again. Resample oscillator A. Yeah, so you hear how it's like, yeah, it's just kind of bubbly, way too busy. We're looking for a more kind of natural kind of I guess just smoother movement. It's too jerky when it's doing the whole wavetable like this. So I mean that's pretty good. I like that. So now you can take this, zoom in all the way, and you can see each little bin for each frequency band. You can edit the volume, or basically the presence of the volume of those individually. But this is kind of just a weird process I've been messing with, using the wavetable editor more than just like throwing LFOs on everything. So we'll use that for oscillator A. Let's find another one for B. Let's see. Harmonic series, that'll be cool. So a little jerky. Let's try this one. Yeah, that one's good. I like that. Okay, so one thing that you can always do, like, you can pretty much reset or look at this sound in 20 different ways, but what I like to do is basically just put whatever LFO shape it is on the wavetable, and then I'll try it the opposite way. So that sounds pretty good. Let's do it. So same thing, over to the global tab, put your detune on random. And we're gonna go put this on mono, that way you can. So now these together. So now we have two wavetables going at the same time here. That one's still just really busy to me. Yeah, that looks good. Or that sounds better. So when you come into your wavetable editor, there's all these things here at the bottom: set spectra, set phase, this frame. So basically what that's affecting is all this stuff here when you set the phases. So set phases from other oscillators. So basically it's going to take the kind of texture of this and apply it to, and the phasing of this wavetable, and apply that phase to this wavetable. So set phases from other oscillator, bam, right? So it's kind of like a combination of the phases from B and the phases from A. You can see it's already like way grittier. I like that already way more. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. So let's see. Let's keep going with this. Oops. So, and this is like, there's so many different things that you could do here, but we're just going to go OG. Let's put this here. So you can hear how, you can kind of hear the resonance from the filter. This is why I generally will use the different multi filters, and so they have this morph function that changes it. So here it's as you can see, I'm getting a call from someone. So when it's all the way to the left, it's a low pass. When it's straight up, it's a band pass. And when it's all the way to the right, it's a high pass, letting the highs pass through. And a low pass is letting the lows pass through. Right, so now we can start kind of putting, and I like to put different LFOs, and it kind of just creates more dynamic motion in the sound. But let's make this a little. Got a little something there already. So it's still kind of hitting the high pass a little too hard. Let's try it the other way. Let's keep trying. We'll hit some eventually. Let's keep trying. I kind of like that, but it's still just a little too quick, I feel like. Let's take this one off and move the LFO2 onto this. So now, a little bit more movement there, but I'm kind of going to take the process that I did in oscillator A here and go into oscillator B. Let's solo oscillator B. So, got our drums. Cool. So that's just oscillator B, that's why it sounds a little weak. Come to the wavetable editor, and let's kind of do some of the same, same process here. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this set phase, this frame to all option in the process menu. And so what it basically does is whatever frame I have selected down here is it's going to apply the phase from this one frame to all the frames on here, right? So watch this area when I do it. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, wrong thing. How do we go back? There it is. Damn it. Well, I thought it did. There we go. Right, so you can hear like the busyness of that crazy wavetable we made in the beginning over on this. So I'm gonna undo that because that sounds like shit. Let's try this. Nah. Let's try. You know what? Let's do this. So this spectral morph zero fund phase, whatever. So basically, this is just kind of like a high pass filter. It just eliminates the tonal center or whatever note. So if you're playing an E on, a low registered E, it's going to eliminate that low end and kind of just leave all of the texture and not the crunchiness, right? So I'm going to take that out, right? So not a huge difference, but it just takes out the low end, gives us the room to put the sub in later. So yeah, let's do this. Cool. So yeah, this is moving a little too much now. So I'm just gonna use this like jom jom. Let's use it the other way. So let's go the other way. And then the other way on this. So it's like a walking. And let's go ahead and put the sub on here too. So and this basically just kind of it's a little bit more resonant. You'll get some more kind of meaty sounds in it. So, and I always find that my mixes tend to like dip right around 3 to 500, just always. So that I use this sub more than I use just a straight sine wave, but it really just depends on what the sound is doing. But we're just gonna do this now since we eliminated the fundamental frequency, right? And then we're gonna put this motion on the sub, LFO1. Right, so you can hear it womp womp. And then let's do the same thing, just pump the level with LFO1 on both oscillators. And so another thing that I kind of learned recently was that you can actually click on this mix and change it to more of a level. And it's basically, this is, the mix would be like a dry wet. This is kind of more or less like an amount knob. And then the mix would be like. So the mix is still 100%, but it's just not as intense. So let's push the drive so we get a little bit more when it hits the band, or the, whatchamacallit, the band pass. Cool. Like that. That sounds cool. So that's pretty cool. So we'll just start off with that. All right. All right, so we'll call this base 1, and let's go back into Serum. All right, just start, and that's no effects. It sounds all right with no effects. So you got to be careful with this hyper because depending on your detune and the size of it, you'll start getting these kind of like early reflections in the sound, which is basically something that happens with reverb, and so frequencies will start to kind of do this, and you'll hear like a small delay, or you'll hear that high pitched kind of I guess phasing, right? And so let's see if I can. Yeah, did you hear that? So that's from the detune in the hyper. So just be careful with the amount of detune that you use, because we're already detuning so much here. Luckily, the random detune stuff kind of helps with that a little bit, but sometimes you might be looking for that. But if for just general kind of better detune without all of that phasing and other frequencies that you don't want cutting through, this random detune mode helps a lot. So let's turn this way down. Sweet, cool. And generally I like to have these last, these kind EQ, reverb, delay. Generally you want those at the end of the effects chain, but sometimes you might want to smash some reverb, like with some post-processing with compression, or put in the compressor after the reverb or the delay, or even the hyper, to get a much more intense. But for now, we're just going to do it kind of traditionally. So let's just kind of go through these different distortions. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. So let's put LFO2 on this. Let's see what we can get. That's tight. That's cool. I like that. Throw a phaser after the distortion. So when I'm mixing in like flanger, chorus, and phaser, I'll put it at 100% on the mix just to hear exactly what I'm messing with. So you can hear that. So we're gonna sync this. Cool. Sounds pretty good. Throw this compressor on, click the multiband mode. So another thing that I kind of learned recently is that you can actually put LFOs individually on these on the multiband dynamics mode of the compressor. So you take this LFO1, put it on. So I'm actually gonna take that off. Yeah, let's just do that. So you know what, let's put that back on and go edit the parameter here in the matrix. You know what, screw it, I don't like that anymore. You know what, let's just see what keeps going. Let's do it also on the low end. And make it go the opposite way. So we get really intense saturation on the low end, and then it kind of morphs out and takes out that low end. Sweet. Yeah, I can even do more effects, but not really feeling too much of this right now. Maybe let's see what kind of filters we can do. And put a where'd you go? Comb Plus. So this is like the classic, you know, rhythm. Sweet. So if you know what note you're playing, so let's see, we can come over here and look at our frequency chart, right? So we're playing, what note are we playing? E0. So E0 is at 20.6 hertz. So to get an audible, like if we did 20.6 hertz, scroll over, there we go. If we did 20.6 hertz here, we'll get close. It's gonna sound all like it has like a really just short delay time on it. Right, so if we double that, it would be E1 technically. So 20.6 times 2, that's pretty much 41, right where we landed on. So that's cool. And then another thing, you can put this note modulator onto it and make it a bidirectional oscillation instead of unidirectional. Oop, what is it? Shift option? Yeah. So basically what that does is, it's basically key tracking it now. So when you move, right, so it's gonna move the cutoff frequency with, you know, with as you change notes. So if you're playing, let's like disable this real quick. Right, so we have this frequency, but if we don't have that key tracking option on, oh, I guess I left it on. Like, so it's still, that cutoff is still resonating at 41 hertz. So if you don't have that note, the note modulator on, what did we say? Option, there it is. And so I like to play it by ear. Right, very, very weird right now. But so we know that 41 hertz is E, right? But generally when you put this note or the key tracking function on, it's gonna throw it off completely because we have the bidirectional, the bidirectional modulation. So the middle, right, would be like right here for this cutoff, right? And so it's starting way below 41 hertz. So we need this note to land at 41 hertz. Ooh, there it is. That sounds really cool. What if we did this? Yeah. Ooh. So let's change the drive so we get more crunch on the low end. And let's push this back up. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. All right, so we'll start with that. Cool, we got one. Let's see. I'll take some other sounds, or you know what? We'll make it easy. Oop, not render. See ya. And I kind of want to do like some resampling stuff. So let's look at some other some other samples that I've made. Yeah, let's use that one, that long one. Set 1-1 here, unwarp it so we get the actual sound without all the artifacting of the warp. And then there's that transience right in the beginning here. That sounds pretty mean. And this is like a sound that I was already kind of overproduced as it is, but we're gonna do some resampling. So Command J, consolidate, make a new file, and normalize by double clicking after you do Command J. Just double click here on your gain fader. And we rewarped it, and so I'm gonna do this texture warp, right? So nothing's happening right now, but as we start to stretch it out, so this is always like, ooh, let's just undo all that. Go back. Okay, so let's just double it right here with the asterisk 2. So this is kind of weird. So when you use this grain size, it's basically just kind of telling you, and I don't know the actual numerical relation to this. I've played with it so much, and it's very different for each sound, right? So this is kind of one you'll have to play by ear. Let's pick a different sound. That one's not that good. let's use that one. Here, same thing. Set 1 here, unwarp. Take this guy off, and then rewarp it. Oops. We want yes. Click yes so it stays the way it is, right? Texture warp times 2. Oh. What's our note again? I don't even remember what the... Get out of here. Right, so I kind of... Let's see, we found it at 6. Right, so 6 is kind of hitting that E, so if we hit 12 on the grain size, it's going to take it down an octave. Oops, wrong thing. Right, and then we'll double it again. Let's see what happens. It's going to take it down 1 more octave. That's tight. I like that. So take this off. Let's Command J this. Consolidate. All right. So now, let's see. I highly recommend people check out this School of Bass thing that AU5 has been doing. They have a ton of crazy effect racks that they teach you how to build and whatnot. But this vocoder formant shift it's basically splitting your sound into 3 signals, and you're formant modulating the mid band, right? So let's throw that on there. Right, and so got macros set up with you. Oh man, that was cool. Let's see what this sounds like reversed. Okay, yeah, we might use that. All right, so let's see. So if you move your crossover point, oh man, that is crazy sounding. Sweet. Turn this off. Just move all this over here. We can get a clean start right on the downbeat. And let's move it. And just to be double sure, we can put a tuner. Just make sure we're hitting the right note. So that's actually hitting an F. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, let's see, I'll freeze and flatten this into its own sample here, and then take it down 1. And let's see. That's right on the money. Okay, cool. So I kind of like that, but I don't want to lose it, so we'll just turn it off for now. So that sounds pretty gnarly. We'll call this Mega Blast. And then I'll throw a sine note under it, put a low pass on the actual channel because it's crazy heavy on the low end. Look at that. So we just want this stuff on the top here. And then we know what note we're hitting. And come over here to the sub oscillator. Doot, 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 doot. Sub on, oscillator A off. Take it down an octave. Maybe. Sweet. Jeez. Oh my god. So we'll call this mega sub. Subs. Bass. So this is kind of like acting a little weird now with the other sound kind of in context. So what if we put that resonance all the way up on the comb filter just for that last little eighth note here, and then take it all the way down. Still like not crunchy enough for me. So you know what? Let's do the opposite. Let's put the resonance up for the beginning and bring it down. And I'm editing the resonance on the comb filter here. Yeah, there we go. Let's put this on the level. And remember, you can click and change this. A little bit better. Okay, so it's the drive. So let's make it go further down. And that resonance back up right here at the end. Oh my god. Sweet. That sounds pretty dope. And I'll just do regular compression instead of LFO tool. Sweet. Copy that, put it over the subs. Let's make the release time just a little bit longer here. Cool. All right. Just keep this down here. All right. Next sound. Let's see. Let's see here. What to do? I mean, I'm not even sure what to do, honestly. So I think I'm gonna go and do some more resampling instead. So let's go back to some of this is going to be out of a sample pack that I'm going to be putting out later this year. There was those plugs. Where is it? Is it this one? Oh, we're close. Let's just use that one. Okay. Oh wait, there it is. There it is. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. I think it was the... Okay, unwarp it, so it's... And I like that first one, honestly. I think that's hitting a D. I'm not sure. Let's find out what note it's hitting and then see if we can tune it up a little bit. Tuner. Yeah. So bring it up to an E, 2 half steps up. And it's still flat, so you can adjust that kind of micro tuning. It's further divided into cents. There's 50 cents per half step. So when you get into like weird European music, they have like quarter steps, and it's basically just 25 cents tuning above or below, whatever, right? So let's just move this up to 25 halfway. That's pretty much right on the money. I like that. You know what? And I might just go old school with this. And you know, let's reverse that one and make it really small. Come on. There we go. Crossfade these two. Oh. Anyway, just get out of here. Ooh. Oh, it's over there. So let's move this. So, you know what, let's meet it halfway. back down. Alright, and we'll call this bass pluck. And let's see what happens when we stretch this one around. Let's rewarp it. Do the complex, or the texture warp. Oh, man. That sounds really cool. Yeah, that first little part is really cool. Oop. So I'm gonna make that into another thing. Command J, make this its own. All right, so there's that little clip in the beginning, right here. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna go back and process this bass pluck a little bit more. So we put some mid-side OTT. Hello, there we go. On this guy. Seems pretty good. And I mean, it doesn't really need a whole, it's pretty full sound already. But yeah, okay, all right. Let's put a hold on that. Because I've been messing around with this a lot. Oop, not that one. With this one? Okay, all right, yeah. So granulator is an instrument that basically you can put a sound in there and it will kind of, you can choose how big the bits, chop it up, and it will just repeat that one little section, whatever it is, over and over again. I believe it's a max for live. Granulator 2. So this is super fun. I always get some really crazy sounds doing this. So I'm just gonna resample one of my own songs doing this. So let's find some Mad Hatter stuff. And here, let's see. Yeah, well, do I have one that's an E already? I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so we'll just do my song Off With Their Heads. So click and drag it into there, right? And now, so if you play C4, I guess. right? So you can hear how basically it's finding one part of the song. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so I just put one of my own songs in there, adjusted a few settings, and I'm also going to turn this FM on. So what I'll do, put this in a group and get some macros going. So we'll put this on macro 1. It's the FM knob. Right, and then come back over to the grain view. Okay, so what the spray function does is basically wherever your file position is, it will take the player, depending on how many voices you have, and spread it all throughout the track. Right, oh my goodness, okay. So let's reset that. And you know, we'll map that to macro 2. Screw it. Map macro 3, and then map this to macro 4. Come over to the grain, we've got that. And then we'll map the frequency of the format modulation to macro 5. Right, so if you put the FM up with the frequency all the way down, it's or if you put the frequency up with the FM all the way down, it's not going to do anything. You have to introduce the format modulation in order to get this frequency. Right, okay, so now what I'm going to do is basically I'll just record like 30 seconds of me fucking with this into another track. So we'll call this Gran 2, and then we want it to come from Gran and record into this, right? So do that, and make sure this is on in. And you'll see your waveform over here. So what I'm going to do is actually just make a really, really long MIDI note. All the way. And you know what? Let's make it even longer so we can actually get a good amount of time into this. Whoa, that is crazy. I love doing this for just if I'm stuck on finding sounds, just go put one of your own tracks in the granulator and start assigning the macros. I mean, this is a really good way. I saw this from another video, but I mean, you could get really, really creative with this. That I'm just trying to do it quickly. This will probably be the last sound that I do because I gotta piss and I'm super tired. I've been here at Dub Academy all day. So it's about that time. So I'm gonna make this last little thing, put it into the context. Yeah, so that that last part is poop. But and then let's just put it on one voice. So we only hit one note at a time. Not what I meant to do. Weird that that's set to 666. All right, so now I'm just gonna record and mess with the macros and see what happens. Oh, I just remembered one more macro that I want to do. That's time knob. I'm going to map that to macro 6. And basically what this is it slows down the track by 10,000% or 20, 22, 22, whatever number that is. I can't think right now, sorry. Whatever number that is by that percent. So like, let's see what this... Okay, yeah, so let's just start recording so we don't miss any more stuff. No, let's try that again. That one wasn't that good. Oh, I just realized I was recording MIDI that whole time. Oh, get out of here, Siri. Nobody wants you. So just go and delete. Ugh, so much. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bam. Bam. Okay. So what's it? Woo. Okay, yeah. So now let's do it. So it got some pretty cool shit in there. So turn this off, put it back in here. Throw this guy at the bottom. Let's listen to what we got. Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. So we'll use these two and just see what we can get out of it. But this one was really dope. I like that one. Let's try the texture again. Ugh. Oh man, that sounds pretty good. Duplicate that. Command J. You know what? Let's take this off. Yeah, and then there's another basically 3-band thing from that school of bass that is it's so dope. I think it's this wormhole one. No, holy shit, not that one. It's a frequency shifter. It's a multi-band frequency shifter. If I can read. Oh, there it is. Okay. So. Yeah, so basically what this is doing, same thing. It's you have a frequency shifter on the high band, the mid, just the high and the mid. So you keep this, your low end just constant, consistent, I guess. But I kind of like that automation of going into right here. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that sounds good. Let's move this guy over here. And it's just not quite where I want it yet. Duplicate that. Freeze and flatten. So I kind of want to just take that one sound, put it into context. Oops. Refreeze that and flatten. There we go. Oh, hello. Actually, let's move this guy up here. And then what was that other sound that we had? Where'd it go? There it is. Whoa. Yeah, I forgot we put that frequency shifter on there. You know what? Let's just keep that going. Normalize. And then let's put this in tune. Oh, get out of here with that. No, let's just leave it unwarped and move it up. That way. And let's find out what note that's hitting. And this is literally what I do when I'm stuck. I will just start throwing stuff in granulators, and so it's hitting the E flat, and we are in E. Cool. Right, so this is, after, and I take this process and I'll do it for 3-4 hours, right? So generally I'll spend probably, it depends on the sound. Sometimes you can get it really quick, and other times it just doesn't come together, So let's see, so far it's sounding all right, but nothing notable just yet. Let's turn everything off. Yeah, and then we'll just do
off with that.
Oh yeah.
What?
Hey. Lift. Lift.
Oh, go. This is.
Sure.
This is.
I don't even know.
Everybody money. Bounce it.
Sure.
Bounce it. Bounce it. Bounce it. Bounce it.
Let's just do just it backwards. One of these. Here. There we go.
Bounce it. Bounce it.
Right, and that's, how long have we been doing this? I'm not even sure how long we've been. So like hour 15, and like I said, I'll spend an hour and 15 on the first sound that we did. This guy, that is nothing close to where I would be finished with it, but it's a placeholder, so I got it close to where I want it, put it there. We know we're going to go and spend another hour and a half on, or whatever. There's no time limit. There's no required. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it doesn't. But know when to stop. Don't work so hard that you're taking away from the project. I guess you know, if you start with a blank project, there's not much to take away from. But, you know, you should recognize when you're trying to hit those walls, or when you're about to hit the walls creatively. You know, sometimes it's better to just step away, take a breather. But yeah, man, I think that is gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna probably do this again next Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, be on the lookout for more streams. Again, my name is Brett. I produce on